Special Police Forces Commandant Major General David Mugisha has urged SFC retirement officers to use their retirement package by venturing into sustainable and modest investment, prioritizing agriculture, livestock, and small enterprises to ensure steady income. He made the remarks while presiding over the official handover certificates of appreciation to 52 personnel retired from the Presidential Elite Force of the SFC at the Special Forces headquarters in Entebbe. Also, police have intensified operations targeting criminal gangs engaging in high-level robberies in Kampala metropolitan area and in Goma Division, Mukono municipality. A racket of panga welding gangs attacked villages with intention of stealing valuables. Police intercepted, arresting 3. Also, looking at Buganda Road Chief Magistrate's Court that has charged and remanded 4 suspects on charges of forgery, uttering a false document, and attempt to commit a felony. The 4 who were arrested by State House Anti-Corruption Unit together with security operatives and prosecution allege that the accused with intent defrauded an investor, Gumran Furkan, as Turkish national over $4.9 million, promising to give him a contract to supply Ministry of Energy and Minerals Development with AdBlue solution. However, before accomplishing the said deal, they were arrested. Also looking at matters national IDs, the National Identification Registration Authority has released a drafted timetable for the mass registration and renewal of national IDs for Ugandans in the diaspora. The first group of NIRA officials have camped in the United Arab Emirates, and Ugandans living in those areas are urged to turn up with required information. Also, the Archbishop Church of Uganda, His Grace Dr. Samuel Kazimba Mugalu, has urged Ugandans to desist from election violence and corruption tendencies. Archbishop Kazimba communicated this during the Requiem service for late Dr. Professor Justice George Wilson Kanyehamba at All Saints Cathedral, Nakasero. Also, with just 4 days to the kickoff of the 2024 African Nations Championship, over 400 stewards have undergone safety and security operational training at Nambole Stadium. The one-day exercise conducted by the Confederation of African Football aimed to equip stewards with the skills needed to manage large crowds and ensure the smooth and secure running of the tournament. CAF Safety and Security Officer Mandu Humphrey emphasized the vital role stewards play in such international tournaments. And speaking of sports for impact, Watoto Childcare Ministries will be hosting the second edition of the Watoto Golf Tournament on Saturday, August 9th at the Uganda Golf Club. And the tournament, themed Hope on the Green, aims to support vulnerable mothers involved in various Watoto projects. Last year's tournament raised over 89 million Uganda shillings. And staying with matters impact, the President of Uganda, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, has commended Sese Island Project, Sese Island African AIDS Project, SIAP, for fighting against HIV/AIDS and transforming lives in Kalangala. He was represented by Public Service Minister Muruli Mukasa at SIAP's 20th anniversary celebrations. President Museveni has hailed Sese Island's African AIDS Project for health promotion, community empowerment, and stigma reduction in the islands. The message was delivered by the Minister for Public Service, Muruli Mukasa, at the initiative's 20th anniversary. My name is Julie Nantaba Musisi. Good morning, Uganda, and good morning to you, Robert Chirabo Nyonyitono.
Good morning, our viewer and the lady, my partner in crime, Julie Nantaba F. Musisi. Well, quite a number of names there. But of course, we are here and it's another day. And of course, for the NRM tribunal, work starts today and they have only 7 days for each petition. So you count 7 days from the day that they will begin, and you have to know what your fate is. There is one common character who has been in and out of that office, and that is Remy Yaga, Member of Parliament, Theodore Sechikubo. I don't know if by the end he will get the justice he's seeking for, but also as NRM did its primaries, apart from a few areas that are going to be having their primaries, party primaries, now NUP also commenced on the verification exercise.
Yep.
Now also yesterday, for those vying for various positions under the National Unity Platform, we're being asked a number of questions, a vetting process, to see who is best suitable to take the party's flag. Now, this is the interesting part of it. I can't wait for Kampala between Zahara Ruyurika and Shamim Malende,
yes.
who the party is going to give that ticket. Yesterday, in their fundraising, Shamim Malende donated 10 million. I don't know about Zahara because it has not been publicized, but I think this is also, there's another slot that is for, is it Nakawa Mayor? Where we have one man, he's a sports lover, and I think he owned a team called Young or something. I've forgotten the man's name, but they even named him, I think that is Chira, they named him Chira. Now there is a common artist known as Nubian Lee.
Boken Ali.
Boken Ali.
Yes.
And there is this young man who has been on ground for a very long time and has the support of very many people. So we wait, and also has done, if it is, they have what they call foot soldiers being with the party, but also don't forget that Nubian Lee, when it comes to the struggle, is one of those who are once arrested. And you see for Noop, when you're arrested, you're seen more
as the hero.
Yeah, into the struggle. Struggle.
Interesting.
So now that is a very interesting area that also we are looking at to see who will they give the ticket. There are quite a number of areas in National Unity Platform that we know, if not properly calculated. You see, when you have a person leaning to your party, standing as an independent, believe you me, even if your flag bearer defeats that person, the number of votes you've lost as a party, because masses get confused.
Right.
And also sometimes that mess can give leverage to your opponent.
Right.
So your opponent is able to defeat you because you're coming from the same camp, you're defeated. Or worse, is that person who has been denied the party card, saying, I will inform my supporters what next, and then he decides to support the other camp.
Well, little wonder they say politics is always dirty. Is it a game? Who knows? But all we know is we are in it. It's the season, and the best we can do is to stay safe, but also exercise our rights. What's on the local scene, Robert?
Well, we begin with NRM petitions, just that I've been talking about. Now, NRM Electoral Commission offices at Chadondo Road, Plot 13 in Kampala, continue to be busy with many dissatisfied losers in the NRM primaries of July 17th. Continuing to express their dissatisfaction over the manner the elections were conducted. The long-time MP for Remiyaga constituency in Sembabule district, Theodore Sechikubo, is such a frequent visitor nowadays at the NRM Electoral Commission, hoping that the tribunal will rule against his opponent, General Rashande. Others claim they were reached, intimidated through violence, with their supporters arrested. All the 300 plus disgruntled NRM primary contestants' hope now lies in the tribunal starting the work today, headed by Counsel John Musime. Meanwhile, the NRM Electoral Commission has also released dates for the residual elections for both structure and primary elections in areas where they did not take place due to disruptions. The NRM Electoral Commission Chairperson Dr. Tango Doi told the media in Kampala that structure elections in Arua City, Ruwero, Amolata and Sembabule will be held on the 1st of August. Meanwhile, for parliamentary in Kapchora will be held on the 31st of July. The National Unity Platform, NUP, officially commenced the verification process for candidates seeking the party card for the upcoming 2026 general elections. The exercise started off at the party's headquarters in Makere Kavule, attracting numerous aspirants, especially those eyeing LC5 and lower council positions from divisions such as Rubaga North, Kawempe South, and Nakawa West. The atmosphere was tense but seemed organized, with candidates arriving prepared for the questioning by the party's verification committee. The candidates said the process involved intense scrutiny. However, some candidates were concerned that certain members of the verification committee are also running for similar positions. Nakawa Division's Speaker Luyombia Godfrey described the process as transparent. In response to the allegations, NUP Deputy Spokesperson Waiswa Mufumbiro acknowledged the concern but affirmed the party's commitment to a fair and transparent process. As the verification process continues, The party leadership has promised to address all concerns raised by aspirants. Meanwhile, the party's fundraising campaign continues to gain momentum. Kampala woman member of parliament Shamim Malende boosted the effort by donating 10 million Uganda shillings to support NUP's preparation for the 2026 general election. As preparations for the general elections intensify nationwide, the PFF also is experiencing heightened activity, with candidates already seeking opportunities. The returning of nominations is scheduled for the 31st of this month. Speaking to the press at the party headquarters in Katonga, the party's Electoral Commission chairperson Michael Kabaziruka stated that they have embarked on strengthening their grassroots levels across the country. Kabaziruka further explained the ultimatum given to the Criminal Division of the High Court to fix a hearing of the bail application for retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besigye and Hajo Bedi Lutale, who are remanded to Luzira prison. Kabaziruka declared some party members present as suitable candidates to contest for the party ticket. Among those who expressed interest include members of parliament, Lord Councillors, among others, and all dedicated to service. According to the PPF electoral roadmap, those vying for LC5, municipals, MPs, and presidential positions, vetting will be at the party headquarters in Katonga, as others vetting will take place at district level. Finally, on the local scene, FDC party will elect the presidential flag bearer for the 2026 general elections on 31st July, this Thursday, during the party's delegates conference. The two candidates contesting for the high position is the Secretary General of the party, Nathan Nandera Mafabi, and the party president, Patrick Oboy Amriat. FDC spokesperson John Chikonyogo has told the media that members of the Elders Forum will meet the two camps and the candidates today to create internal harmony and prevent disputes in the party. Meanwhile, FDC is open to the idea of opposition fronting one candidate, but after they have elected one representing their party. Well, all the stories are more or less politics, activity in political parties as we gear up for 2026 general elections. Who takes what? And then FDC says we are ready to front one candidate, but after electing ours. Right. So we come to the table, when you have a candidate, you have a candidate. He who is best, we all follow. Surely. But is there a possibility of that?
Staying away from Ugandan politics, let's have a look at what is on the global scene. Quickly, a shooting at Midtown Manhattan office building on Monday left at least 5 people dead, including an officer who was off duty. New York City police officer, that is, sources told the Associated Press. The suspect was identified as Shane Tamura of Nevada. 2 people briefed on the investigation told the Associated Press. Sources said he fatally shot himself. Law enforcement officials located identification on Tamura's body, including a concealed carry permit from Las Vegas, the people said, and the people were not authorized to discuss details of an ongoing investigation and spoke to the AP on condition of anonymity. The fire department of New York said emergency crews were called to the Park Avenue office building around 6:30 p.m. for a report of someone shot. The building houses some of the country's top financial firms at the National Football League. Jessica Chen told ABC News that she was watching a presentation with dozens of other people on the 2nd floor when she heard multiple shots go off in quick succession from the 1st floor. She and others ran into a conference room and barricaded tables against the door. Now, there is real starvation in Gaza, Donald Trump has said, after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu insisted there was no such thing. Asked if he agreed with Netanyahu that it was a bold-faced lie to say Israel was fueling hunger in Gaza, the U.S. president replied, "I don't know. Those children look very hungry. That's real starvation stuff." Speaking during a meeting with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer in Scotland, Trump said, "Nobody's done anything great over there. The whole place is a mess. I told Israel maybe they have to do it a different way." His comments came after the UN's humanitarian chief said vast amounts of food were needed to stave off starvation. Tom Fletcher told the BBC he welcomed Israel's measures over the weekend to allow more aid into Gaza in the form of airdrops and military pauses to allow food convoys to reach people. But he said what had been delivered so far was just a drop in the ocean of what was required. It's the beginning, but the next few days are really make or break. We need to deliver at a much greater scale. We need vast amounts of aid going in much faster, he told BBC Radio 4's Today program. Now, kidnappers in Nigeria have killed at least 35 people they abducted from a village in northern Zamfara state, despite ransoms being paid for their release, a local official told the BBC. In recent years, criminal gangs in the region, known in the country as bandits, have taken to kidnapping people as a means to raise money. In this incident, 56 people were taken from Banga village, Koran Namoda local government area in March. The gunmen then demanded a ransom of 1 million naira per captive, media in Nigeria report. Local government chairman Maniru Haidara Kora said that most of those killed were young people who were slaughtered like rams. What happened was that the bandits demanded ransom money, and after some back and forth, they were given what they asked for. They then released 18 people, including 17 women and 1 young boy on Saturday, Haidara added. Only then, gunmen know why they killed them. Only they know why they killed them. They are senseless and heartless people. They forget that they are killing their own brothers, and we will at least meet before Allah. 16 of those released on Saturday are in the hospital receiving treatment, while the bodies of the 38 killed by the bandits are unlikely to be returned, as in these cases, corpses are rarely released. Well, with that, let's take a quick look at the headlines within the dailies today, Robert.
Well, in the dailies this morning, looking at the New Vision, socialists and that is soldiers probed over car theft. Okay, now these people you see around,
socialites,
the money spenders, the socialites are here now. There is a racket cited in global theft. Now their leaders are cited in global theft of these cars. Now Museveni reshuffles RDCs. Also and a list is there who goes where. Plus also the New Vision brings more as NUP starts vetting for their aspirants, and NRM sets date to hear, that is election petitions. Now we move to the Daily Monitor this morning. Very interesting there. We look at the race for SEC. And why June to August season is key for farmers in the north and eastern. And also the Daily Monitor goes deeper to give you who is standing where when it comes to the race for SEC. The regions, we have Karamoja, northern, western, central, eastern, and Kampala. Now, there are quite a number of people for positions. Now, when you look at Vice Chairperson Karamoja, there are 7 in number. And I see names like Peter, then I see Adam, I see Jones. Okay, I won't read that 2 names because there are quite a number. When we go to Eastern, also there is David Galvin, there are 9. Just imagine, for Karamoja, there are 7 contesting. Right. For Eastern, there are 9. When we come to Central, there are 7. Kampala, there are 5. Western, there are 11.
Right. Well, in the interest of time, let's look at what is in the Citizen. The Citizen has how Tanzanians spend their loans as a headline, but also what piques interest there is Tanzania eyes economic boost from Chan finals. Also in the Daily Nation, tax row exposes Kenyatta family expressway deal. But the highlight there is first male birth control pill clears another milestone. And with that, clearing what we have in the dailies, let's have a short break. with some music from Pato Ranking, Fire to the Sun featuring Bera. Good morning, Uganda.
Live from UBC.
Held Sese Islands African AIDS Project for health promotion, community empowerment and stigma reduction in the islands. The message was delivered by the Minister for Public Service, Muruli Mukasa, at the initiative's 20th anniversary. My name is Julie Nantaba Musisi. Good morning, Uganda, and good morning to you, Robert Chirabo Nyonyitano.
Good morning, our viewer and the lady, my partner in crime, Julie and Nantaba F. Musisi. Well, quite a number of names there. But of course, we are here and it's another day. And of course, for the NRM tribunal, work starts today and they have only 7 days for each petition. So you count 7 days from the day that they will begin and you have to know what your fate is. There is one common character who has been in and out of that office, and that is Remy Yaga, Member of Parliament, Theodore Sechikubo. I don't know if by the end he will get the justice he's seeking for, but also as NRM did its primaries, apart from a few areas that are going to be having their primaries, but the primaries now, NUP also commenced on the verification exercise.
Yep.
Now also yesterday, for those vying for various positions under the National Unity Platform, we're being asked a number of questions, a vetting process, to see who is best suitable to take the party's flag. Now, this is the interesting part of it. I can't wait for Kampala between Zahara Ruyurika and Shamim Malende,
yes.
who the party is going to give the ticket. Yesterday, in their fundraising, Shamim Malende donated 10 million. I don't know about Zahara because it has not been publicized, but I think this is also, there's another slot that is for, is it Nakawa Mayor? Where we have one man, he's a sports lover, and I think he owned a team called Young or something. I've forgotten the man's name, but they even named him, I think that is Chira, they named him Chira. Now there's a common artist known as Nubian Lee.
Boken Ali.
Boken Ali.
Yes.
And there's this young man who has been on ground for a very long time and has the support of very many people. So we wait, and also has done, if it is, they have what they call foot soldiers, being with the party, but also don't forget that Nubian Lee, when it comes to the struggle, is one of those who are once arrested. And you see for Nup, when you're arrested, you're seen more
as
into
the hero.
Yeah, into the struggle. Struggle.
Interesting.
So now that is a very interesting area that also we are looking at to see who will they give the ticket. There are quite a number of areas in National Unity Platform that we know, if not properly calculated. You see, when you have a person leaning to your party, standing as an independent, believe you me, even if your flag bearer defeats that person, the number of votes you've lost as a party, because masses get confused.
Right.
And also sometimes that mess can give leverage to your opponent.
Right.
So your opponent is able to defeat you because you're coming from the same camp, you're defeated. Or worse, is that
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Pick of the day on UBC. Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't know.
UK can now get all the chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21 hash and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Juko.
Yo.
What you go? Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Uganda, haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Mileke World Music Festival is back. Fast 2nd and 3rd August at the Tropical Beach Garuga Entebbe. To get your ticket, dial *217 *413 hash. Input the event ID 0706. Select ticket category. Input your PIN and you're set for the celebration. For more information, call 0752-833-111 or visit us on the web at www.mileke.org. Mileke World Music Festival is powered by
I thought it was just a heat rush, but a friend told me to get tested for Mpox. I went early and they caught it before it got worse. I only had to stay home for a few days. If I'd waited, I could have missed 2 weeks of work, maybe even more. That's rent and food gone. Early testing and treatment helped me to protect my health and income.
Trust your health workers. Early detection of Mpox saves lives. Visit a health facility as soon as you notice that you are unwell. For more information about Mpox, call the Ministry of Health's toll-free line 0800 1000 or send a free SMS to your report on 8500. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health of Uganda with support from UNICEF, WHO and partners.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Good morning, Uganda. Thank you so much for watching UBC TV and being on the show. If you started the show with us, thank you so much for opening the day with us and sticking around. And if you've just joined in, welcome. This is Good Morning Uganda, and my name is Julie Nantaba Musisi. Time for the real. As always, I am with Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono with you as well. The number for you to be a part of the show is 0709602592. And what we are looking at today really is corporal punishment. Now, what is happening is the fact that there is a video clip trending on social media is of a man who is seen flogging a man. The person flogging is a school director, and 2 people being flogged are a man and a female student in there, with circumstances that are quite controversial, leading to the caning. But Kituma Rusoke came out as well and said that it's illegal for corporal punishments to take place in school, for any teacher to take on a corporal punishment onto a student. It's very illegal, and in case that video was surfaced and circulated by the public, it does not take a lot of time for the police to catch up with the offender and have them arrested. And we are looking at corporal punishments in Uganda. Well, it sounds like it's something normal, and it sounds like it's illegal. It is indeed illegal because it's stated by the law and as police stated it rightly. But is it actually active? Is it a law that is implemented in schools? Share your opinions as well. 0709602592. Robert, let me start by asking you what, according to Uganda, corporal punishment is.
Well, corporal punishment, that is deliberate infliction of pain on a person as a form of punishment. Now, if someone wants to punish you and they deliberately, that means they intentionally inflict pain on you as a form of punishment, that is corporal punishment. And in 1999, the Supreme Court ruling deemed corporal punishment illegal and a crime in this country, in academic institutions. But also they are pushing to ensure that everywhere in institutions, corporal punishment is illegal. Now, one will ask, but if you're talking about corporal punishment inflicting, what are the various forms? Because someone will tell you were in school and, Robert, you just want to spoil children of this generation. They used to beat us, they used to cane us, so there isn't much that you're talking about. But I want to look at some of the forms, both at international and local standards. Now, when we talk about the forms of corporal punishment, here it includes hitting someone, slapping, spanking, shaking. Someone can shake your head so much, kicking, choke you with electricity, or anesthesia that can really choke you in any way, or excessive and fixed posture for a long period of time. Now, what do they mean? Someone can give you bricks, hold and kneel and be there for hours and hours. So those are some of the forms of corporal punishment that you're talking about. Now, what happened, there's a video that went viral, and that is of a man believed to be the director of King James School of Nursing and Midwifery. That school is in Lira, flogging another man suspected to have a relationship with a female student at this nursing institution. Now, this clip went viral, and yesterday during a press briefing, usually every Monday at the police headquarters in Naguru, police has a press briefing to inform the public through the media what is happening, the crimes, what they are doing, just to keep the public equipped. Now, one of the issues that the police spokesperson, Rushoke Gituma, talked about was the fact that they are investigating this case and they will bring this person to book. He said, in this era of social media and active media, we won't take a lot of time because the video clip is there. You're seen properly caning, flogging, walloping this person. For us, we shall come, pick you, that is the police, not us here. Pick you and then parade you before court because you have the evidence. So he warned teachers and reminded them that you have no right of punishing in that form. There are other forms of punishing. For example, a girl at a nursing institute, if they're having an affair with either a teacher, a staff, you know, or anybody, why would you beat them? When we were in school, they used to have suspensions, either a deliberate, I mean
nursing
an indefinite.
institute, how old is someone at a nursing institute? That's about how old?
It is complicated because previously, before this time, previously you had to be after completing senior 4. Now, when you complete senior 4, and of late children complete senior 4.
Okay, that's still young.
That's still young,
yeah,
and some go to nursing.
18.
But I'm told there are reforms that were made. I think now to go for nursing, you must have done senior 6, or you must be 18.
Okay.
To start a nursing course, 18 years.
So just in case in this case that applies, there are high chances that this young lady is 18 years and above.
18 years and above.
Meaning she's an adult.
Yeah, but
she's free to date.
The director may not have seen it very wise for this one to date when still in school and in such an institution.
Right. So
police is now hunting for this director.
Interesting. But still looking at matters corporal punishment, do you think the law has been implemented anyway? Has it changed from how punishment was applied in schools and then and now?
To a certain extent, but it's just very minimal.
So minimal that it's not felt.
So minimal, it's just a drop in the ocean. Because for Kampala schools, corporal punishment, which is caning, that could have reduced. I always talk about my days in Nakasero Primary School, where at the entrance of the gate we had bamboo trees planted. And one famous teacher I'll never forget was Mr. Seraniko. Now, here, it was normal that when your father drops you and you're late, as soon as he drives off the car, Mr. Seraniko will let come as you line there, then Mr. Seraniko, if he's the master on duty, would cane you seriously. And I remember our headmaster by then was called Didas Tulia Mureba and Madame Gali Wango on this other side. This was something normal. In school, I don't know where you went to school, but bamboo, and it was even a culture for a teacher to walk with a cane. You know, when they have their red, blue pen here for the male, then he moves around with a stick. And that was traumatizing. These were not cattle. Even cattle has to love animals. You don't. But why would a teacher move with a stick, with a cane? Cane, now a serious teacher must move with a cane. I found that very disgusting in my time in school.
Yeah, and yet it was normal.
Yeah, have you come to cane people's children, I mean?
And if you think about it, let's look at the attitudes. How do you think the attitudes towards corporal punishments have changed over time, over the years?
One, with the law in place, that was in 1999 by the Supreme Court. For the elite, for children.
1999, really, at least I was young, so I went through school and faced all corporal punishments.
But at least for these town, urban centers, you find where parents are aware and teachers know that, and parents are able. You can't cane Julie's daughter, you know, because you face the wrath of the law. Neither can you cane my son, you face the wrath of the law, if I know. But when you go to villages or are distant away from urban centers, the corporal punishment is the order of the day. Many UPE schools, sometimes we go there, you know, for journalistic purposes. But you find beating is the culture. Even as you're interviewing the headmistress or headmaster, there's a teacher seriously caning, you know? And you're like, but it's the order of the day. So I want to say little has been achieved when you talk about ending corporal punishment in school, more so using the cane. Not so much. It ended in schools of the privileged, that you may not find it in urban schools like Green Hill, these whatevers, but also with privatization. Remember, I went to one of our secondary school in this country, and our director said, "It is my school. For me, I beat. And this was a good school, it passes, you know, you parents you also feel being part of, I won't mention the name, being part of, but the professor was honest, but then he wasn't yet a professor.
For someone who has followed the show, I think they get you now, because they know so.
But the man was very honest. He said, "This is my school. If Pastor Tayagala, you're free, he can take you somewhere else."
Let's look at the law. Over the years, yes, it was implemented in 1999. I think probably amended around 2016. But has it still proved sensible? Especially in versing it with Uganda as a cultural nation, our norms as an African nation, when it comes to spare the rod and spoil the child, versus the law. Do you think it has applied, it has had an effect, a positive effect, or it has just been watered down in regards to Ugandan etiquette?
Now, you've asked something very tricky. There are two things that can either push you in front or backward. Number one, culture and customs and beliefs that have been around for some time. Those are very hard to deal with. In many homes, corporal punishment is the order of the day. Now, if beating at home is the order, is one of the ways mommy, daddy know for discipline, and actually many families, the family heads mistake fear for respect. And even mothers, you know, Julie, when you come home and the young mommy, you feel you're respected. For the fathers, ignorantly, for us it is ignorance of the highest order. Someone comes home, the children have been praying, they scatter, they hide, you know, I'll report you to daddy. When they report you to daddy, he has his stick, he picks, then beats and beats and beats. So because even in home settings, corporal punishment is the order of the day. That is the first thing. In many homes, either in modern homes, there is a sandal. The mother has
African
a sandal,
mother.
or, you know, there is something. For the father, so beating, corporal punishment is within us. Now, when we come to school, you will even hear a parent telling the teacher, you know, if the child is not, if you think he could perform better, but maybe he's a bit playful or is not concentrating, you know, beat. So, why the law has why also implementation has been a challenge, and we only see action after excessive, where injuries have happened.
Right.
And they have been reported. But most of the times, as long as our African mothers and fathers, you're beaten at school and you know there has not been those swellings and you know you've not fallen very ill, it is okay for them. I've seen parents, and you also, one time you told me of some very big money in education.
Yes.
That I thought is very exposed. How he came to school and beat his son terribly because he had carried a phone.
Right.
You know, and and to me I was like, but these are people even who know what the law says, by the way. By then he was in Ministry of Education, I want to believe. Yes. Very exposed. Now, a person of that caliber, how do you come to school and they tell your son came with a mobile phone? Then you call the assembly and then you beat your child seriously. So, because culture-wise, now when you bring in religion, some people mistake that punishment, spare the rod, whatever. Now, also that aspect. Now, if you have culture and religion mix on something negative, you're doomed for hell.
Now, moving forward, given that, of course, Uganda is not where it was, so life changes, you know. How our parents were raised is not the same way we were raised, and it's not the same way we have to raise our children. Moving forward, how best do you think teachers can be best equipped to manage discipline among students without necessarily applying corporal punishments, but also balancing the beam for discipline?
Well, first and foremost, this should begin in the teacher training schools. That as they churn out these teachers, they have trained them on various methods of punishment other than corporal punishment. Because I'm told that even in some teacher training schools, the unbelievable happens. You know? These are people who would say they're above 18, but the unbelievable happens. And throughout, so in the training schools, if it is very, very clear that children are not beaten, it is part of the teaching menu. It is part of as you make your lesson plan. We start it there in colleges. Now, also in their training, they should be taught, I want to use the word deliberately, taught of other alternative measures of punishment other than corporal punishment. I went to one of the school, and there it was unheard of someone being beaten. But my friend, suspects were the order of that day. And we were very disciplined, because you either get indefinite, meaning go forever,
right,
or you miss 2 or 3 weeks, and education was competitive there. If you missed, so we were always very careful, because we knew any slight thing, you may get yourself, Mr. Elijah Chiyanchi, may just say, go. So expelled. We train them of alternatives. For example, sometimes these students, you don't have to beat them. Speak to them. Second, build counselors in schools, because some of these children need to be spoken to in a friendly manner. The world has changed so much, Julie. Many children are raised with absentee parents. You leave home at 4, your wife leaves at 6, you return home at around 11, the madam driving through the jam and all that, she gets home at 10. Now you either take this child at a daycare for safety, because sometimes even housemaids are not that the best alternative. Now this child has grown without that much love, without clear parenting. Now when they get to a certain stage where the body is discovering itself, if they don't have, as we used to call them, senior women or teachers, but I mean, or men, but you told me their role was not also that very good. So a counselor, deliberate group of teachers or trained counselors, if schools can hire these people that can speak to these children, rather than saying, let's inflict pain. One time we had a child who was very stubborn, but I was shocked what the headmaster did. Was like a short and slim boy, very stubborn. He would be in every case. So one time at the assembly, the headmaster reads a list of people to be punished. Now, when he reached on this boy, he said, he laughed. I said, you see, for you're not stubborn. You just want to be stubborn to get sympathy of people. He used these words and remember them. Naye gwe toli mulalu. Gwe weekoza kuba mulalu. Otumuke si gwe kampi katono bakulabe ekyo nkitegeera. I want to tell you, those words were not very good. But this boy, until we completed, stabilized. Sometimes teachers just have to use one, love, to speak to these people, counsel them. Two, there are lighter punishments. I told you where we had a teacher who will tell you, and I'll never forget his name, Fred Chijambu. He will tell you, Mami Chidabo, come. Now, can you get me, as people are going for classes, 5,000 leaves.
Right.
And in 1 hour, so that you go to class. Hurry, or else I'll give you another punishment. They were funny things, but they would deter the child rather than beating.
Interesting. Now, let's begin to close this conversation with a couple of your comments. And starting with, hello, good morning, UBC. Thank you for the show. This is Lauben Muhirwa from Kisoro. Thank you so much for watching. Nze Omgaga Saurembo. And you say that... Abasomesa basusu kuba abayizi bebasomesa. That's what you say. It's rather too much. And thanks for the show. I'm Kilameni Michael, watching you from Bududa district. The fact is that government is against any kind of punishment to learners by teachers. The .com era has killed our children. The way they behave towards the teachers. Greetings to my wife, Mutoni Rebecca. Thank you so much, Kilameni, for watching. And corporal punishment and other forms of injustices are the order of the day in nursing schools. Almost all nursing schools are headed by unqualified persons with ignorance on training and controlling bodies like nursing councils are alike. It's so sad that this is resurfacing over and over again in nursing training schools. This is Kamukama in Mbarara. And our security organs, police, army, etc. above this law against corporal punishments. What must be the message for them and the victims? That's a very interesting perspective. What would you say about that, Robert? Would need an expert to speak into this, but it's a very insightful and quite a unique one to look at. Now, allow me close it off with this, that what would you think really, and I would also pose it to you, Robert, for you to just say maybe a word or two in a second. Not all corporal punishment is abuse. As long as it's corporal. Yeah. Where do you draw the line between discipline and violence?
You see, if it is deliberately intended to inflict pain,
right?
That is the definition. Deliberately intended to inflict pain.
So now the gray line is on determining whether it was deliberate or not.
If even criminals, President Yoweri Museveni has on many times told security agencies that do not inflict pain to extract evidence. Because what you get after inflicting pain, usually someone just wants to run away from what you're inflicting on them. So if even for criminals or suspected criminals, it is illegal. Right. Torture, inflicting pain is illegal. Then what about students? So for me, I don't believe there's any positivity in corporal punishment. After all, sometimes we become body hardened. We had children who would put there and you beat and the boy just moves away. The body gets so, it doesn't change someone. It doesn't speak to the emotions.
Right.
It just hurts the flesh and the flesh heals.
Right. I would leave the same thought, food for thought really to you. Not all corporal punishment is abuse. Where do we draw the line between discipline and violence? And who decides anyway which one is the gray line? When is it intended? When is it intentional? When is it? All of that is such a gray line, but let me leave that for you to chew on. As Good Morning Uganda does continue, we still have the JMU Tourism Express, the agenda, and of course sports later on the show. Good Morning Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
I thought it was just a heat rush, but a friend told me to get tested for Mpox. I went early and I caught it before it got worse. I only had to stay home for a few days. If I'd waited, I could have missed 2 weeks of work, maybe even more. That's rent and food gone. Early testing and treatment helped me to protect my health and income.
Trust your health workers. Early detection of Mpox saves lives. Visit a health facility as soon as you notice that you are unwell. For more information about Mpox, call the Ministry of Health's toll-free line 0800 1000 66 or send a free SMS to your report on 8500. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health of Uganda with support from UNICEF, WHO and partners.
Mileke World Music Festival is back. Fast 2nd and 3rd August at the Tropical Beach Garuga, Entebbe. To get your ticket, dial *217 *413#. Input the event ID 0706. Select ticket category. Input your PIN and you're set for the celebration. For more information, call 0752-833-111 or visit us on the web at www.mileke.org. Mileke World Music Festival is powered by
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Brought to you by Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
Up, richer and thankful, Lord, I woke up on the good side of the bed. I am just in the middle of the most beautiful things. We have kept you waiting for a very long time, telling you about this beautiful gem of where we are in the middle of nowhere. And finally, here we are. We took you through the journey to get to this place, and here we finally are. My name is Zakia Lucky. Welcome on the GMU Tourism Express. You might be wondering where we are this morning. We are at Dolwe Island. It's just in the northeastern part of Uganda, just 25 square kilometers. And in Lake Victoria, Victoria. It's a gem just in the middle of nowhere, but the beauty surrounding is totally exceptional. Most of you have probably seen this on social media, or even so many people talk about it, including myself. But finally, here we are, and we give you a chance to see for yourself and learn, probably put out what those have not put out. I've realized that there's so much written on these rocks. I have seen a number of rocks, but never have I seen anything look like this before. And by the way, it's not just what's in the background. There's so much more. There's another big stone just in the middle of Lake Victoria, and so many others in the surroundings. It's just a beautiful place to be, good surroundings. And join me as we find out the history behind this. It's an archaeological site with so much writings on it, rock paintings, and so much carvings. We are here to find out what is hidden behind this, what are the meanings behind this, and the stories. So stick with us as we just get to know more about this island. Like you can see, we are already on site. We have Ugandans that are already exploring Dore Island. But with me is Mr. Gabriel, who is going to be giving us the history of Dolwe, telling us how it has been sustained for such a very long time and what happens in this place. We're so happy to have you, Mr. Gabriel.
Thank you.
Yes, please introduce yourself and tell us more about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Discharge Gabriel. I'm a native of the land. I welcome you to Dole Rock Art Site. And particularly there is a history connected with the native and then this island. And briefly, I'm going to give the history and how we came up with the name of Dolwe. And also, as we see on the Google map, we Google it and then we find it is Lolwe. Particularly, we had the Bantu speaking people who were the Vasiguru. These the brothers of the Bavuma and then the Soba people. These are people who came these islands, estimated in 12 centuries ago. And now the word Lolwe came up from one who was the founder called Rabango, and we grew up telling us that Lolwe Rabango, meaning Lolwe belongs to Rabango. Lolwe was, when he was trying to invade the place, the new place to stay, was a so amazing place because of its beauty, as you can see behind me, and then said that you come and see by yourself. In that Lusiguru dialect of Lolwe was Mchemulolwe. It means that you come and see, like in Uganda we say kwerorera, you come and see by yourself because the place was so amazing. Now from then he called this place to be the place of someone seeing by himself. Then from there it began to be known as a Lolwe. And now the time moved, time and again, people stayed. After the death of Bishop Hannington, they were hit with the sassafly. And according to the story that I got from my grandmother, they told me that the sassafly that hit these Busoga shores and the islands, it wasn't the real sassaflies that they used to see. Because during those days, they had the sassaflies that people were used with. But this one was a bit actually harmful that they told us that it was brought by the white people to punish Ash for the death of Bishop Hannington. And now, when it came, our people had to flee away from the sassafly. Just like you saw when there was a eruption of COVID-19 in Kampala, people ran away from Kampala. No one moved from the village to Kampala. Now, these people, they moved to the nearby areas, which was the eastern part. They went to Kenya because these people were fishermen, and they had to continue with the fishing so that they would continue living. Now, time went on, and then eventually they had to come back. That is why you find that there is a loss of the culture, because after staying there for some time, people came up with, again, different languages, people speaking Luo, people speaking other different language, and the culture also really reduced. And we have a few of us who can tell these stories, but a number of our people do not know them. And also, the Dolwe came in yesterday, actually recently here, in 2009, between 5 to 9, when our brothers of the Wagandas, they began calling the Dolwe Dolwe. But there is also perception of those who say that the word Lolwe means Luo. It is not Luo, because in Luo dialect, they do not have the meaning of Lolwe. However, those people were taught fishing with these people of ours, the Bantu. And the farthest point of the island that they would reach, it is Lolwe Island. And for us, like in the fishermen, normally when you reach the farthest point on the water, you give that to a lake or the water, the name of that place. For example, when you're in Uganda, they will tell you that I'm in the water of Kalangara. You get? Now, the farthest point the Luo would reach the side was the island of Lolwe. Now, they would say that the lake or the water of Lolwe. Now, they used that word concurrently, and then people now gave them to say it is theirs, but it is not theirs. However, the white man also substituted just W with U and then E with the I. And as you know, that when we sound the syllables and the sounds, the W sounds like U, and then I and E, they're the same. It depends with what you're writing. But normally in English, they use I, and for us we use E, Lolwe. Now for them it is Lolwe. You get? That is it. However, there is a lot of history on this island here. When we talk about now the rock art in general, actually Lolwe is leading in East Africa, because we have a lot of things that are here. We have the caves that our ancestors used to stay. And as this history tells, that before the invasion of huts, people used to stay under the rocks. And this is one of them. And we have caves here. We have caves all over the island, because the island is rocky. And they used to stay under those islands. And they also left behind their work that they did, which is the art, the rock art. We have the paintings here that have stayed over 2,000 years ago, that they were done with our ancestors. However, the art that was done on these rocks, it is connected with the Twa people. Connected with the Twa people. Why do we say that it is connected with the Twa people? According to the history, we are told that the first inhabitant of the Great Lake region, they were the Twa people. And therefore, we assume that whatever was done before our ancestors, the Bantu crossing from the Congo Basin to this area of Uganda, Kenya, the Great Lake region. It has been done with those, the Twa. That is why it is connected with the Twa people. Even when you go to Mufangano Island, we have the paintings there, but we also connect them with those, the Twa people. That is why we say it was also done with the Twa people. Then there is also something that we know and people also heard about in Uganda, called the so-called the Bachwezi, and you know. Now, also our people do not understand such. However, when we talk about the Chwezi, that is the religion, the way people would communicate, that feeling of communicating with someone without seeing him face to face. The spiritual being, you know, they so believed in the spiritual being. That's why even in our books of history, they will tell you that they did not see where the Bachwezi went. Perhaps they went back to heaven, you know. They were so spiritual enough. Now, there is also spiritual connection on this island here. You're going to find and to reach some of our sites that were spiritual sites. And today, people have changed from now the ancient to the modernity, and they go there for prayer mountains for the Western churches and the religion. Yes, we want to hike up there, and we want to see that the plane-like or a bird-like rock, which is called Kandege, meaning a plane in our Bantu, Lusigulu, and even the Luya connected language. And it's so amazing with you ready to hike.
It's been such an amazing history, but remember, this is just the start. Excited to know what is yet to be told, especially when we get in there now. Getting here, I thought this is just Dolwe, but I'm learning that the lore in it. Now stick with us to get to know what more this island has to offer, and the hidden gems, the history, and all of that that is packaged for us. Remember, this is just the first episode. Now stick with us to just get to know more about this tomorrow. Thank you.
Brought to you by Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
A very good morning to you. This is Good Morning Uganda, time for JMU Business. Welcome back from JMU Tourism Express. And starting off with Uganda National Oil Company that has embarked on the seismic data acquisition activities as part of oil exploration for the Kasurubani contract area, which covers Hoima, Bulisa and Masindi districts. Uganda National Oil Company on 2nd February 2023 signed a production sharing agreement where the government granted it the exploration license under the Petroleum Act 2013. Robert Mukondo, the social development specialist for UNOC, says that as part of the exploration activity, UNOC contracted the services of Oriental Geophysical Company Limited, also known as Bureau of Geophysical Prospecting, from China to undertake the 2D seismic data acquisition from the Kasurubani contract area. Mukondo said that the survey is expected to begin in August in areas of Butiaba, Bulisa and Chigweda. He urged the community to support the contract. While introducing the contractor to Bunyoro Chitara Kingdom officials, Robert Rukahemura, the kingdom officer in charge of culture, has asked UNOC to ensure that the exploration does not affect cultural sites, especially in Chibido. Now, moving on, U.S. companies up against nightmare tariff wall. Donald Trump took the trade world by storm when he returned to office, announcing new and higher tariffs on imports, starting with goods from China and quickly spreading to almost every country in the world. As the confusion from the threats, negotiations, climb downs and carve-outs starts to clear, a new economic landscape is emerging. Trump is building a steep and often expensive wall of tariffs, the likes of which has not existed in the U.S. for more than a century. It's been an absolute nightmare, said Judd Hendricks, owner of the Utah-based Village Lighting Company, who took out $1.5 million loan backed by his home earlier this year to cover an unexpected jump into his costs. Since April, most goods coming into the U.S. have faced taxes at least 10%. The pause on some of Trump's plans to levy even higher tariffs is now coming to an end, and larger taxes are set to start on August 1st. In recent weeks, Trump has sent letters to some countries outlining his planned tariffs on goods from their countries. He has also reached agreements described as frameworks with major trading partners, including the European Union and Japan, that leave key issues unresolved while establishing levies that were once unthinkable. In general, goods coming to the U.S. are to be taxed 10% to 50%, depending on their origin, compared to an average tariff rate of less than 2.5% at the start of the year. Well, that's it for GMU Business, but before we close it, let's have a look at what we have on the forex rates today as of 26th July 2025. The US dollar opened at 3,580.91 and was selling at 3,590.91. And by midday, it was at 3,580.59, dropped there, and selling at 3,590.59. It closed in at 3,580.14, major drop as well, and selling at 3,590.14. The British pound was selling at 4,807.05 and selling at 4,820.48. The euro was buying at 4,203.44 and selling at 4,215.18. The Kenyan shilling was buying at 27.71 and selling at 27.78. And the Tanzanian shilling was buying, still maintaining its increase at 1.38 and selling at the same. And the South African rand buying at 201.82 and selling at 202.38. And with that, we come to the end of GMU Business. But Good Morning Uganda does continue as we look at the petitions. The tribunal of the NRM election party is sitting starting today and looking at all the petitions that were admitted from the NRM primaries of 17th July 2025. We have Richard Fodong to speak with us. So if you have questions, 0709602592 is the number, WhatsApp number to text to. We cannot pick WhatsApp calls, but we can answer WhatsApp messages to that number. Stick around.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC. Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, dondolo. You can now get all the chibuzi out with the MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondo. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100*21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Juko.
Yo.
Hawachiko. Check the shopping mart. What's your secret?
Uganda, haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Joko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Mileke World Music Festival is back. Fast 2nd and 3rd August at the Tropical Beach Garuga, Entebbe. To get your ticket, dial *217*413#. Input the event ID 0706. Select ticket category. Input your PIN and you're set for the celebration. For more information, call 0752-833-111 or visit us on the web at www.mileke.org. Mileke Festival is powered by
I thought it was just a heat rush, but a friend told me to get tested for Mpox. I went early and I caught it before it got worse. I only had to stay home for a few days. If I'd waited, I could have missed 2 weeks of work, maybe even more. That's rent and food gone. Early testing and treatment helped me to protect my health and income.
Trust your health workers. Early detection of Mpox saves lives. Visit a health facility as soon as you notice that you are unwell. For more information about Mpox, call the Ministry of Health's toll-free line 0800 1000 66 or send a free SMS to your report on 8500. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health of Uganda with support from UNICEF, WHO and partners.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
This August, Africa gathers again. The passion, the pride, the beautiful game. It's CHAN 2025. And the heart of the action, Uganda, the Pearl of Africa stands ready. Not just with a world-class stadium, but with open arms for every African nation. Nambole and its floodlights are already welcoming. From Kampala to Karamoja, our stadium is set. The pitch is perfect, the stage is built, and the spirit of Uganda is unmatched. Come feel the rhythm, taste the warmth, and witness hospitality like no other. Uganda welcomes all of Africa for a CHAN like never before. CHAN 2025, unity, passion, victory, and it's all happening right here in Uganda. Don't just watch history, be part of it.
I'd love to take this opportunity to thank our President, Yoweri Kaguta Trihabura Museveni, by coming up with a Emyoga program. We started in 2021, Kasumi Parish Carpenters Emyoga Circle. When we received this amount of 30 million, we had a problem, we had a challenge of machines. We used to carry our wood and we would carry it up to Waise to be worked on. So when we got this chance, we are able to buy machines to ease our work of carpentry. At the moment, we are a number composed of 140 members. We have the women who come in and do saloon chairs. We have the men doing 3-drawer tables, 2-drawer tables, and different kind of furniture. Before Yoga program came in, we had a lot of crimes taking place on this road. When this Yoga program came up, we managed to collect these youths. We gave them hope that you can change from stealing, and we can give you skill so that you'll be someone in the society that will even help another person.
Kansooke ddala okwebaza omukulembeze w'eggwanga olw'emirimu emirungi gy'atutaddemu nga ffe abavubuka. Nze nno nze omu ku abo abaabeeranga ku kkubo okwo emisana n'ekiro ng'oluusi olw'okuba naffe tunoonya ekyokulya nga gwa kiyina oba mmwe twakiyitanga b'amalala bagenda beerabisa nga tubagwamu munnange era nga tuba tulina obikujjako naffe ne tubaawo. Naye munnange neebaza kyamani wange wa wano yankwatako nno wamu ne bannange twatandika okozesa mashini zino tandika okuwawula okulanda okukola dizayini emmeeza zino tuzifulumya entebe bwe ziti tulina emirimu gyotutandikirako emyangu okugeza ng'okufulumya obumotoka buno. Kano akamotoka n'omwana omuto w'emyaka 5 akafulumya. Bw'ova mu kufulumya akamotoka kano owawula okukwata oluwawu n'owawula emmeeza ng'eno n'ebeera smooth. Oluvaawo nga bakutwala ku mashini eno olubaawo lukolebwa oti bwe ntyo ndi wa mukisa byonna saabisasulira. Najja wano ne baŋŋamba Pulezidenti Museveni bino ebyuma yabituwa byammwe mulina okuba nga mubikozesa. Omukisa ne ngutwala era neebaza kuba kati ne bwe mba nvudde wano ne ŋŋenda ewalala ne bwe ŋŋenda Sudaani nsobola okusigala nga ndi mu mulimu gwe gumu ogw'obubazzi ne gumbeezaawo wamu ne famire yange. Ku sevingi wange ebimu ku byentereka bwe bampa akasente kange nfulumya emmeeza yange eno bino kiri wano si kya kiyamaani waffe nedda wano tulinawo itemu zaffe kati ku ssaawa eno zonjogera wano ninawo emmeeza ezange 5 n'entebe 12 ezitambulira ku mmeeza ezo nga zange era nga zo ne baba bazituuze wali sente baziwanze oluusi emirimu n'emirala ne gijja ne bagala twafunye omulimu guti mujje mufulumye entebe wano zobwe zitimuga kukola sente bwe kityo emyoga gino okuba nagyegattako bingi byenfunye. Edda nze nalinga sisobola kusasula nnyumba gye mbeeramu era nja kunoonya gye ŋŋenda okusula mu mifulejje era eyo mifulejje gye ŋŋenda okusanga ote oli ajja atamidde nga ye ate alina n'essimu gy'amulisa. Kale ebintu ng'ebyo nze kati nnawe nsula era ssaawa weziwera nti zino ssaawa zakwebaka olwo nga nsimbula nga ŋŋenda neebaka nawasa tadde n'abaana nno munnange sebo kulembeze weebale bageto yuti mwenna gye muli wabweru eyo temutya temwerumaluma nkata temudda mu biki temulobera mu projekiti za gavumenti kuba zino projekiti ziriwo kutuyamba ffe zaffe zirina kutuyimusa kututeeka ku ddaala ddala bwe lwonazoberamu abalala bazeegaseemu ffe nga tukola ki bwebiba bwe bityo.
Because of this Emyoga program, we have been able to pick such different youth, mentor them, we train them. After learning, they also go up even start their businesses. We have people buying from us, schools, we have factories, companies. They come and give us very juicy contracts. And out of that, that's how we've managed to accumulate this amount of saving of 70 million. So I would love to thank the President of Uganda that because of the Emyoga program, we've done what they call mindset change. Those who used to think of going for prostitution, we've captured them and changed their mind. They are here trying to do work, trying to get skills. Those used to steal, they are also here trying to get skills. We have been job seekers, but now we are no longer job seekers. We are job creators.
The project began in 2021 when the president brought this Emyoga. The circle, it has 435 members with 23 associations. When you move in the community right now, mothers, they have done a lot because they have saved and they have got money, they are educating their children. There is a difference right now before when Emyoga was introduced. For example, there is another association which saved their money. They bought a milling machine. They are earning money. Every day they are getting something for a living. They are not suffering. They are doing well. We have another association, now younger single mothers. Those girls, they dropped out of school because of that process of COVID. they end up getting pregnant. So when you try to move around, educate them, form associations so that they also benefit from this project, we got those girls. Now those girls, after teaching them, they picked an interest. When they picked an interest, we told them to begin saving. So when they saved like 1.3 something, they got their 4 million. They went and they bought an oven. They began producing cakes. They supply them to schools. They make cookies. They supply to schools. They cleared the loan, and even right now, they have saved. They have their 3 million on the account as I speak.
I'm very grateful for the program of Imyoga, which was brought up by the president. It has really changed my life. Actually, I'm this girl who thought my life, maybe my future has ended there. Actually, I'd lost hope in everything. I was not earning, I was having a child, I was not getting enough, just washing clothes for people like that. So they combined us together as young girls, and we made a group of 30 people together. We didn't have any knowledge about Imyoga until they had to sensitize us about what Imyoga means. So we bought the idea, and we also joined the circle under Imyoga. So as a group of young girls who were 30, we received the 5M. We brought the idea of baking as a group because most of the people had that same idea of bringing baking on board. So we had to get a trainer who had to take us in that process of baking. We started making cakes, we started making daddies, snacks, and we started selling them. So we started with a small business of making like cakes for 500, these small ones. Like a packet has 50. So if we have to make like 4 packets, we get 120 when we have used the 40,000. So when you use 40,000, which means the 80 is the profit. So as a group, still we had to sit and we think a way forward of the profit we are getting out of the baking. We started the saving process as the young girls. We started our own saving, and we had to divide that money equally so that everyone earns. We didn't stop there. We brought in poultry. We started rearing those birds. So those birds have now grown. They can now rear eggs, and now those eggs, we use them in our baking process as some of the products. I dropped out of school thinking that maybe I could not go back, I could not access school again. But under this Imyoga, the money we get in those savings, since we are young, still those mothers had to advise us that you are getting something. Can't you be able to go back to school? Imyoga is now there, the SAC is now there. They can give you the loan and you go back to school. As you bake, you make the profit, still you can be paying in installment. Me personally, I had to go back to school. I sat for my senior 4. Now this year I was in Form 5. Now I had to go to Form 6 just because of the Imyoga process. I'd lost hope thinking maybe my education had ended there. But when we started that thing, it had really helped me personally. Now I'm able to provide some stuff for myself. As I get that money, I can buy clothes for my kid. Myself, I can buy food for myself. So it has really helped me to reach where I am right now. And it has really been beneficial and encouraging to other people outside there. We have motivated and inspired other young girls outside there, and also telling them what we are doing is really good, and they also admire to do what? To join what we are doing. So we didn't stop there, even as we had to sensitize more groups. So 3 groups of young girls have also joined us. So we have 4 groups, and each group having 30, 30, 30. So that's a total of 120 girls.
Juko.
Yo.
What you check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Uganda, haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a poultry project, and now things are moving.
Juko, I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better.
PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Mileke World Music Festival is back. Fast 2nd and 3rd August at the Tropical Beach Garuga, Entebbe. To get your ticket, dial *217*413#. Input the event ID 0706. Select ticket category. Input your PIN and you're set for the celebration. For more information, call 0752-833-111 or visit us on the web at www.mileke.org. Mileke World Music Festival is powered by
I thought it was just a heat rush, but a friend told me to get tested for Mpox. I went early and they caught it before it got worse. I only had to stay home for a few days. If I'd waited, I could have missed 2 weeks of work, maybe even more. That's rent and food gone. Early testing and treatment helped me to protect my health and income.
Trust your health workers. Early detection of Mpox saves lives. Visit a health facility as soon as you notice that you are unwell. For more information about Mpox, call the Ministry of Health's toll-free line 0800 1000 or send a free SMS to your report on 8500. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health of Uganda with support from UNICEF, WHO and partners.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for always watching UBC TV here to inspire you. It is Good Morning Uganda, and we are coming to you live from Nile Avenue at about 8:15 a.m. Once again, good morning. My name is Julie Nantabamusisi. Time for the agenda. And today we are looking at the election petitions of the NRM tribunal that it received over about 381 petitions from the primaries. We will have clarity of the number because at least we have Richard Todwong to speak with us, who is the Secretary General of the NRM, and better to hear all the information from the horse's mouth. Robert Chiramo is with me, and Honorable Richard Todwong will be speaking with us over the phone. And now to be a part of the show, 0709 602 592. Good morning, Honorable Richard Todwong.
Good morning, and good morning, Ugandans. Good morning, Robert, and good morning, my sister
Julie.
Julie, yes.
Right, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you for availing your time. Let's just have clarity, starting with clarity of the number. How many petitions has the NRM tribunal received to date?
As you know, the National Resistance Movement Party is a very active and broad-based party. We have activities in all the elective positions in Uganda, from LC1 up to the president. And so the magnitude of the bulk of load of work we have, you can't compare it with any other party. So in all the constituencies that we sponsored candidates, I can comfortably say we have close to 381 petitions which are being processed and have already been profiled according to their nature. And today, as we speak, the panels will start hearing the petitions.
Honorable, talking about the petitions, that seems a huge number. How big is the team that is going to be handling these petitions?
The team it's not about the size of the team, it's about the capability of the team. I think that is something we need to make clear. Because one person can even handle 4 to 5 petitions in a day. So it's not just about the size of the team, because the issues that are raised, if you summarize, the issues are very, very, very narrow.
Okay.
Some of them are for arbitration, others are for disciplinary action, others are different, of course, for hearing and adjudication. So they're in different categories. They've already listed them.
Interesting. Now that you've stated the categories and you've stated at least that they are minor, how concerning are these petitions? 381 is quite a number. How concerning are they for internal cohesion?
Julie, you need to know that when we call for expression of interest for members to contest for the various positions, the positions are limited for LC5 chairmen and for MPs, both for the women MPs, for persons with disabilities and constituencies, and for even the LC5 chairpersons. Now, when this went out, definitely so many people expressed their interest. And when they expressed their interest, we were overwhelmed by the number of people who came to express interest to contest in NRM. That is also a sign that for any potential candidate, he or she feels that is safer in the hands of NRM, and his leadership ability can much be expressed under NRM.
Right.
It's also an indicator that the party is very strong in the community, because political candidates are like, they sense where there is danger, and so they avoid the danger. So they know there is danger in those other parties. That's why they came to NRM, because the masses are with us. And because of that, everybody would like to contest in NRM. And therefore, we got close to 2,800 candidates for less than 600 positions. And that alone tells you the bulk of the weight of problem we have. And therefore, you find in a constituency close to 6 to 7 people contesting for one position. And so when you get this number of petitions, it's only normal. Yeah.
Could you just paint a picture, describe for us what the tribunal is like, or what's the composition of the tribunal?
The tribunal is composed mainly by independent lawyers. Only the director legal affairs of the party is the secretary to the tribunal, and the rest of the members were picked from private practitioners. So they are independent people. They are not even under the party. Their offices are not within the party premises. They are running parallel so that to see, because some of the petitions is accusing party leaders, is accusing electoral commission of the party, it's accusing, so we thought the panel should be independent from all the offices of the party. And so it's a very independent panel, and we don't have any influence. Whatever they decide is what the party will proceed with.
Now, Honorable, we know and we are told, we stand to be corrected, that you have only 7 days. The tribunal has 7 days to deal and completely dispose of these cases. But the number looks big, and one would wonder, within 7 days, how possible can this be?
No, it's possible. Like I said earlier on, the petitions have been categorized in different forms, and so you look at the prayers for of the petitioner. What is the petitioner asking for? Others are asking for fair hearing, others are asking for cancellation of results, others are asking for So there are so many days. So you look at those prayers and they were sorted according to the prayers from the petitioners. And to me, the days that have been given 1 week is adequate for us to dispose of this because the party does not have much time. The national chairman has just put out a notice for the national conference which starts very soon. And we still have elections of LC3s and councillors 3s. So we don't have much time. We need to prepare for these upcoming events for the party. So we've given a very short time for the petitions to be clear.
All right, we are looking at the election petitions of the NRM Tribunal. To be a part of the conversation, 0709-602-592. It's a WhatsApp number that you can text to, only text your WhatsApp message and speak to Honorable Richard Todong, who is the Secretary General of the NRM party. Now, Honorable, what safeguards have been put in place to prevent any further manipulation of what shall come out of the tribunal?
Well, of course, humans by nature have weaknesses and there are errors that human beings make. You can say any possible errors can be technical or human. So whatever comes, definitely we shall go with the majority line and we shall see how best we can mitigate the effect of whatever has come turned out negative. Of course, there are a lot of speculations that the many petitions we have could cause us problems in the constituencies, in the districts. The national chairman of the party has also approved the idea of sending eminent party leaders around the countryside to go and help reconcile our members in the different districts. And this team is headed by none other than Alhaji Moses Chigongo, the national vice chairman of the party. They'll be moving to the countryside to reconcile members because our primaries are always contest within the house, internal contest. So it leaves us a bit fractured, a bit divided. So, but the goal is that everybody supports and loves the NRM. And so we like to remind them about the continuous love for the party and not to be divided by small things. So we expect that we shall come out of this very united and very strong as a party.
Honorable, that being said, we know at the end of the day we are looking for justice for those who lost, whether it was a fair loss or it had issues. But there is a question that NRM has never answered satisfactorily to many people who have come to the tribunals. Those that won and were declared winners are saying the party should come out clearly on independence. Now, as the Secretary General, what is your real stand as a party on independence?
That one, the tribunal will help us answer that question. But of course, it's only normal for a winner to say nobody should come against him or her as an independent candidate. But also, if the tribunal feels that we withdraw our flag from a particular person who could have won wrongly, then we shall find a better way of addressing that matter. There are some independents who come because of certain issues that cannot be avoided. But all such should be processed through the tribunal and the leadership of the party to determine whether someone should... for example, in the past, we held our flags from being given out to any candidate. In Isingiro, there was a constituency in Isingiro and in Sembabule. Because of the violence, the cheating, and all that was which we witnessed in the last election. So the national chairman guided that we should not give our flag to any of those candidates. Because this NRM flag is a sanitized flag, like I've always said. It's a flag that was secured out of blood of heroes. We don't just give it to cheaters, we don't give it to wrong elements. That is how expensive the NRM flag is. And that is why we are waiting for the report from the tribunal. If the tribunal says so-and-so won the race illegally, is not qualified, the party will not give the flag. The final test for you to be a fully NRM flag bearer is for you to hold the flag. Yes, you went for elections, results were declared, but the flag has not yet been given to you. Because there is a process for handing over the flag to you. So that when we give the flag, it's a confirmation that now you are an official flag bearer for the party. At the moment, we are still processing and determining what went wrong in the whole process.
Right, Honorable, in the next 7 days of the whole process, are there plans for publication of the tribunal's decisions and proceedings?
Oh yes, we shall make them public at the end. Once they are done and concluded, we shall make them public.
Now, Honorable, when we were going for these elections, the primaries, you warned ministers, you warned big shots in government against meddling and influence peddling in the election process. Unfortunately, this did happen. Now, you've just said that some of the petitions are pointing at some officials in the party, say the secretariat. Now, how are you going to avoid influence peddling?
I wouldn't want to meddle much in the work of the tribunal, but for your information, for those within the party that created the mess, the national chairman has directed the police to arrest whoever has created the problem in the elections. We know that, but for your information, most of the problem that were reported did not come because of the register. The register was clean, every village had a register, but unfortunately our officials who are managing these elections in other places did not use the register or inflated the members who are in the register by allowing children from schools to line up, by declaring wrong results. That was what caused the mess. And so some of those officials have since been arrested. They are being prosecuted in courts of law, and then it has answered part of the concerns of the petitioners. Now, for other senior leaders who could have intentionally gotten involved in this process, definitely the results of the hearing in the petition will guide us on who did what and where.
All right. Now, Honorable, how do you think the tribunal's decisions from these coming 7 days starting from today will affect the 2026 general elections?
It will not affect much. So far, of course, we already have candidates, flag bearers who have been elected. That in itself is already a confirmation that the party has flag bearers. And of course, the petition is also an indicator that their victory is being questioned by party members who contested with them or against them. So we're just waiting for the process to show that we are fair enough to accommodate all concerns. But it cannot affect the party in any way.
Right, but aren't you thinking about independents who will obviously split the votes for the party?
They might be there, but of course, even again, if you are a loyal member of the party, our constitution, Schedule 4 of the constitution is very clear on the codes of conduct of party members, the rules, the do's and don'ts, and the penalties. So definitely the party might crack the whip on indisciplined members if indeed you have been found to be intentionally indisciplined.
Right. Thank you so much, Honorable Richard Todong. We are having a conversation on the election petitions from the NRM primaries that took place on the 17th of July. And the tribunal starts today with the petitions that were admitted. And we're speaking with Honorable Richard Todong, who is the Secretary General of the NRM party. 0709602592 is your WhatsApp number to engage. Now, Honorable, what internal reforms do you think the NRM will pursue to prevent similar events from happening moving on into the future?
The issue is not in NRM, it's a structural matter that not only the NRM party but government at large should find a way of addressing it. Because it's like everybody wants to be a leader, and you want to be a leader when you're not prepared enough to be a leader. It brings disaster. It's a sign of danger for the country. Now, we need to make the positions of leadership sacrificial. You need to sacrifice, and you don't come to it in the form of looking for jobs, seeking financial support, looking for wealth, and don't use those positions for personal interest. Those positions should be for services, and I think we need to go back to the drawing board and rethink. There are people who are even thinking that maybe instead of electing individuals, we elect parties. Then the parties now nominates individuals to represent them in a particular position. Because at times you get people who are not even loyal and disciplined to the parties. They are just to themselves, and they cause problem in an organization. But those are discussions that if the worst comes to the worst, maybe, I'm not sure, but maybe in the future the leadership of the party and others might think of that anti-multi-party political dispensation to make the parties strong and to make the parties respected. Instead of electing individuals, you elect parties. Then the party will nominate which individual should represent it in which area.
Now, Honorable, pardon me, Robert, there's a comment coming in that is rather interesting, and I'd perhaps love for the Honorable to speak into it and then move on to what Robert has to ask you, Honorable. Thank you, UBC, for bringing out such a discussion, and Mr. Todong for the reconciliation team headed by Honorable Moses Chigongo. It's late. I was a culprit of the struggle to see NRM taking over Mitiana, but I was again strangled by the NRM staff limiting me from taking the flag, and that way NUP took power in 2021. This is Abdul Muyimbwa. What would you tell to Abdul Muyimbwa, Honorable Todwong?
That is a classical example of what happened in Central Region in the last election. The NUP is celebrating that they won us in these areas, but that is not the truth. If you look at cumulative number of votes we got in Uganda compared to what NUP got, we got more votes than them. Ours was because our members split the support we have in constituencies. They split the support, and then because you find in one constituency we have more than 3 candidates, and then you find other political parties having 1 or minimum 1. So definitely we divided our support, and for them they consolidated. And that is what we want to avoid going forward. Yes.
Interesting. Thank you so much for that, Robert. Please take on.
Honorable, now one of the things that people have alluded to as a cause of the confusion we find is that we've made political parties something you enter and leave very soon without properly scrutinizing and analyzing who do we take on as a party. Some people just claim that people who have just joined the party end up getting the flag, yet they feel they have been there for a very long time, and this brings chaos. As NRM party, your recruiting and identification of cadres, how are you handling this?
You know, there is recruitment, there is identification of cadres, recruitment, placement, and mentorship. Those are continuous process of what happens in an organization. But also, while we do that, we allow internal democracy to prevail. It is not that because you are senior, therefore it's like in Christianity, you cannot go to heaven because you're an old man, and then a child doesn't go to heaven because of age. It's not about that hierarchy. It's about internal democracy that can process you to be above the other. What the members of the party say about X and Y. And that is why things are like that at times. You find someone who has been very historical, very disciplined, very loyal, but not charismatic enough to win an internal vote. So you find a young person who could have just joined the party yesterday, appealing to the population niche, and such a person wins against a particular person. And so there are so many internal dynamics that we can speak to that can explain that.
Right, Honorable, moving forward, even after the tribunal process, will there be some form of reconciliation process within the NRM party?
Yes, we are encouraging reconciliation. We are talking to our members. Like I said earlier on, there is a team that the national chairman has approved that should go around the country to talk to our members from each and every district of Uganda to reconcile our members, because the party is bigger than all of us.
Right, very interesting. And if you look at the coming elections moving on in the future, do you think you'll still choose the queuing system for primaries?
There is no better system than that. And NRM is always a leader. We lead by example. There is no better system than lining up. If only we can be disciplined enough to follow the rules and regulations of lining up.
Are there reforms to it? To better it? Shall there be reforms to better it on how to exercise it?
Actually, this time around, we have improved. The last election, we did not know that with the lining up, you need to regulate time. We open polling station for the whole day, and so you find people lining in village A, the same people who run to village B, they keep running to different villages lining up. And that caused a lot of problems. So this time around, we decided, no. To cure that problem, let us limit the time from, for example, 11 in the morning to 2. Those 2 hours are the hours that we should be actively lining up all over the country. then you'll not find someone running from his village to another village, because by the time you go to another village, the exercise would have ended. And it has really helped to cure that problem. But now it has triggered another problem that we have also detected, that candidates are now trying to speak to schools to bring children to line up, which is something we need to find a way of curing. Those schools that participated, definitely we are writing official to Minister of Education to find ways of warning such schools not to meddle in our internal activities.
Now, Honorable, you talked about this eminent team moving around for reconciliation. In the previous examples, we have precedents where reconciliation has yielded greatly and caused party cohesion.
Oh yes, we have examples of where reconciliations really will help. And you cannot fail to have reconciliation in an organization of about 20 million members. Where there are 20 million members, you should expect there is back and forth tensions. There are contradictions, whether principal or unprincipled contradictions. And definitely, there must be rules that must be followed by everybody. These rules must be followed strictly and punishment given according to the nature of crime committed. And above all, there must be general counseling of the members to understand the general direction of a particular organization. And so that is what our national chairman has been concentrating on. Every time he keeps speaking in parables, people don't understand, but the national chairman, the president of the Republic of Uganda, keeps speaking in parables. In every meeting he goes, he's like, to me, he speaks like Jesus. He speaks this, and if you are guilty, you feel the message touching you. But there are people who feel the message, but they don't act. And so those are the ones that needs more assistance.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Richard Tudwong, for speaking with us this morning on the agenda, and wishing the NRM party the best during this coming 7 days of the tribunal sitting and receiving all the petitions and handling all the cases. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much, and God bless you.
God bless you too. That's it from Honorable Richard Tudwong, who is the Secretary General of the NRM party. He's been speaking with us regarding the NRM tribunal sitting, and that is of the NRM elections from the primaries that took place on the 17th of July. Petitions, 381 petitions were submitted, and all have to be dealt with. Robert, in your perspective, how do you think it will turn up? Will it be peaceful? Will it have a bit of chaos? Shall we have a lot to report about it?
Well, we shall have a lot to report about it. That's no doubt about it.
Right.
Because first and foremost, let's accept losing humanly. Losing is hard, even when we're just in sports. But losing where you've invested is also another challenge. Because politics has become very expensive. You pay maybe, say, the 3 million to get to participate in this contest. The people that are voting for you, there is so much you've invested. Now, there is losing an investment, if I may use that.
All right.
But one thing I know with NRM, it has stood a test of time. And this is not going to be the first time they're holding party primaries. And they walk over it. So I'm very confident that they're going to come out of this. I can't say strong, but what has given me hope in it is when the president has selected a team of eminent persons, headed by Haji Moses Chigongo.
Yes.
Now, when a person like Haji Moses Chigongo heads a team and they come and they meet you, no matter what fights you may have had, it is easy to cause reconciliation. There is a way NRM is prepared and moves ahead of time for you to reconcile. So I believe it will go smooth. And to end it all, I must say that as a party in power, of course, you have so many people. There are many places in my father's house. Some many benefit from that as well. That, well, if you've not gone for this, maybe there is this offer, but let's keep intact and party cohesion.
Right. I think for me the highlight was the fact that the tribunal is consisting of independent lawyers. Looking forward to what comes out of it. For now, Good Morning Uganda ends here, but sports is coming up with Ruben, and JMU Extra will definitely be coming up still with Robert Chirabo Nyonyitono. Good Morning Uganda, and thank you so much for watching UBC TV.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the rider selection campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala, 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Good morning, my name is Ruben, and of course I did say yesterday that we'll have somebody on the line. That somebody will be coming up. We'll be telling you who that person on the line is. But of course today we have a lot in a few minutes to discuss with you. Our women team qualified for the quarterfinals, that is Afro Women Basketball. And then yesterday in the morning we saw in Mengo, the team that will be participating in Chan was actually announced yesterday. So on the line via phone, I'm joined by Edwin Kairi Kule, one of the reporters, and of course the man who has been part of us for quite some time in terms of sport. So we're going to discuss matters Chan and of course women Afro basketball. Good morning, Edwin.
Good morning, Ruben, and good morning all the viewers. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, glad to have you on the show, Edwin.
Yes.
Let's start with the women qualifying for the quarterfinals. That is Afro basketball.
Ruben, I can't tell you that in Uganda it's celebrations after celebrations. You know, after the president launching Chan, and now we are here to cheer up the girls for qualifying for the quarterfinals with just a straight ticket. I think for every sports lover in the country, this is the time to smile and be happy. While we managed to win against Guinea in the first game, that was 88-51, you thought that it was going to be a mountain for us to climb to take on the record champions, because Senegal have clearly dominated the continent. Senegal and Nigeria are the big guns when it comes to women basketball, because while Nigeria have won the 4 last editions, they have played Senegal thrice in the finals. And I can tell you that Senegal have 8 titles on this one. So surely playing Senegal, you thought it was going to be quite a big assignment. But remember, in 2023, while we met in the AfroBasket, we managed to outlast them. That was 85-83. In a game that many thought we looked, and so many of the titles that were on different stories were saying Uganda sneak past Senegal, Uganda fluke past Senegal, and all that. So this time round, Senegal had a chance to show whether Uganda sneak, but also Uganda had a chance to prove that they are ready for this stage. And surely, Uganda brought up their A game. But I can tell you, Ruben, I for one, I was quite on the grid, more so in the third quarter. I thought it got a bit hard for some of the ladies on the stage. Because in the first quarter, while Senegal opened up an 8-0 run, Claire Lamuno managed to respond with a clutch 3 in the final seconds to give us a 1-point lead at the end of that. But we went on into the second quarter and created some good momentum that surely created the edge. But coming from the locker rooms, the ladies struggled, and that was quite a warning that this is not a stage whereby you get complacent and think that the game has gone all the way. We managed to only put on the board only 8 points in the third quarter, and I for one think that we won a game that on any other day you cannot win when you put up such a performance, because 8 points in the third quarter, 35 turnovers in the whole game. That was quite playful from the girls, but the grit and cohesion and fight was the turning point, because that is not coached by anyone. That is something that you get as a player and get to motivate yourself. Just like we all wake up and do our jobs to try and earn a living, this was a chance for the girls to show everyone that they are ready for the stage, and I think that was quite handled well.
Okay. Edwin, now who's our next opponent in the quarterfinals?
Of course, when you look at the lineup, we are already in the quarterfinals, because there are 4 groups, and so everyone that leads the group will go straight. Because when you look at Group A, it is Ivory Coast that led the group. There is Egypt and Angola in there. Then when you look at Group B, there is Mali, Cameroon and South Sudan, who are our neighbors. But Mali managed to lead the group. In Group C, there is Uganda, Senegal and Guinea, and that is a group that we led with 2 wins in 2 games. And then Nigeria led Group D in that had Mozambique and Rwanda. So the 4 teams that have led these groups will go straight into the quarterfinals. And so the second and third will be playing each other according to the slots that you land on. And what I know, we are in the path of Group A, number 2, and then Group B, number 3. So that is Egypt, who finished second in Group A, and then South Sudan that finished third in Group B. So the winner of that classification game will be taking on Uganda. Now, the good thing of winning or of leading the group is that you find yourself in an easier path. And you somehow you skip the big guns, because now we cannot play Nigeria now. We cannot play Mali. We cannot play against. Yes, we cannot play Mali, Nigeria, and Ivory Coast, which I think have looked very dominant in their group. So we shall be having 2 days of rest, because while these other people play their classification games, the girls will have a chance to either tour, go for swimming, and have some time of relaxing. That is the beauty that comes with leading a group. So the earliest day we can get back on the floor will be Thursday, when the quarterfinals match up. And I think when you look at the 2 teams that are in our path, surely this is quite a clear chance for us to go on, because South Sudan have not won a game. And when I look at that matchup, I do think that Egypt have the better chances of winning this one. However, Egypt is the team that we beat in the Zone 5 qualifiers to go on and qualify for this championship. So I think it's a side that we've played quite a number of times. You remember here in Lugogo, we played them twice. They won one and we won the other. So surely, this is a familiar side that we know. We shall not need a lot of scout reporting and all that. And so I think we are in a comfortable run. However, when you look at the game yesterday, we saw that this is a level whereby teams do a lot of reporting when it comes to our players. In the first quarter, we saw that Melissa Akulo, Jenna Sinde, as well as Pedro Robinson were man-marked all through the first 2 minutes. While Senegal went on an 8 run, I saw Coach Nick rallying on Hope to take on the mantle, and Hope collected our first points. So that shows you that every player who is on the roster has to have a part in the game. And while we await on Egypt and Sudan, we have to keep the high mentality of knowing that each team or each country at this level wants the championship. So there is no time of saying Egypt are familiar friends. Those are words that we can say as maybe people that follow the game or are just fans. But for the players, it has to be a Mamba mentality that each and every one that goes past us, we can surely beat. Because for me, when I look at the tournament, I do think that it's only 1 or 2 countries that are way far when it comes to the playing staff, how they organize, where the players are playing. Because when you look at that Nigerian team, you will not find any local-based players. And most of these players are in college. Most of these players are playing in the women NBA. So they are playing at a high level. But when you look, maybe you can also highlight Mali, because Mali and Senegal and Nigeria, I think those are the teams that have the best of playing staff. But if you saw that we managed to fight the playing staff of Senegal, because I do think it's the best athletic team in that tournament. Their bodies, you will not find any short player in that team. They all have good bodies and they are well facilitated. But if we manage to outlast them, then I think we've put ourselves in a comfortable place of saying, okay, we can rub shoulders with the big guns, and so we need to keep that level and not get any lower than that.
Okay, that's a good, very good analysis on actually the women's team, the Gazelles, and of course they did qualify for the quarterfinals. Edwin, away from basketball into matters Chan. Yesterday morning we had the announcement of the squad that will represent Uganda in Chan. According to you, is this the team that you can finally count on?
When I look at this Chan team, first of all, I was a bit disappointed with some of the players that were dropped. But you see, sometimes you want to give coaches a chance to do what they want and then judge them by the results, because you never know. Because coaches have a liberty of spending more time with these players than we do. Because for us, we shall only see them in maybe a training grounds, or sometimes when we are cheating somewhere with the likes of Michael, and then you go on the player, but
you had to mention Michael.
Yes, you don't know. Michael is our party person this side on Entebbe Road, so he's the one who knows the plot. But when you look at the players,
which Michael, Edwin? Which Michael?
Michael, the man himself, Luandaga.
Okay.
But when you look at the team, surely. Co-coaches Mole Viekwaso as well as Muhammad have revealed a 25-man squad, which I think is a bit, I want to call it decent, because these are players that we've been seeing in the league, and so we know what they are capable of in one way or the other. And when you look at all the segments, right from the goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, and forwards, you see a talent that can surely take us somewhere. Now, when you look at the 2 games that we played in the Sekafa 3 Nations team, that is against Tanzania and Senegal, we managed to see 2 sides of Uganda. The team that lost against Tanzania was not so comfortable on the ball. You felt it lacked cohesion, and it lacked that fighting spirit. And on 1 or 2 occasions, you had Coach Molebe Kwaso shout on 2 or 3 players to play and go high and fight. But when we faced Senegal and managed to win 2-1, you felt we had a better team in terms of cohesion, comfort on the ball, but also confidence. I'm surprised to see that while I thought Marvin Youngman, who plays for Vipers, would be the better option in that anchorman position, the boy at KCC, Joel Serunjoji, clearly showed that his shoulders are above, and so is the man to be trusted. When it came to dictating play, him and Elvis Ngonde surely put up a great show. And I think while Alan Okello was named as the captain, he has to do more than he did in the Tanzanian game, because he didn't look sharp. He didn't look the agile player we know, while these other young boys in Elvis Ngonde and Joel Serunjoji clearly showed that they are ready to take up the assignment.
Okay, let's go to the goal poaching role in that squad. Do you think Yunus and Co can get us the goals?
For the games I've watched Yunus play in the league, I've clearly seen that he's comfortable to come off the flanks, than to be the main person that you're going to ask for that patrolling role. Because you see, football has a bit changed from the other days when we thought number 9s have to be very comfortable and just wait for goals, the likes of Peter Crouch, who just stand in the box and wait. This time round, you have to have the interplay, you have to have the energy and pace to always make those defenders comfortable and bring them problems. Something that I think Yunus Centam is not so comfortable to do. So in the game that we watched against Senegal, we saw that Ivan Ahimbisi coming in against Tanzania in the final minutes. He looked sharp, but also Emmanuel Anyama against Senegal looked sharp because he made those defenders uncomfortable. And so those two, I think, would be the preferable options against Algeria, a team that we know that passes the ball and is also comfortable to build from the defenders. You want to start with a striker that can actually make these defenders uncomfortable. So when it comes to the goal poachers, I do think that this is a team that has different options when it comes to scoring. We might not see most of our goals come from the forwards or number 9s, but surely at least we want that number 9 that can give us a better interplay, but also make those defenders uncomfortable. Because that is the better game to have, more so in a campaign whereby you want to start on your best. Because I can tell you for Ugandans, they are not so much loyal people. The moment you lose your first game, you might have to use a lot of work to convince them to come for the other games.
That is true. Finally, Edwin, before I let you go, the choice of Alan Okello being the captain, did you expect that, or you were also caught by surprise?
When we saw the Sekafa games that we played, okay, they were called qualifiers, but they were just for the hearsay against Burundi. You saw him being trusted by the head coach, that is Paul Put, when he was still charge of the team. So I thought it is something that will be pulled over, and his assistants being Joel Mutakuwa as well as Hilary Mukundani. I, for one, I think he's not that the best of captains that he's going to command and all that. But sometimes, you know, there are a number of things that have come in play for one to be called captain. Maybe the coaches looked at him being a star player and so they thought he would be motivation. But also there's also this bit of saying, okay, let this man be our poster boy. And that now comes to the point of fans. You know, this is a man that is loved across. You will find an Express fan talking good about him. You will find the KCC fan saying, okay, the man left, but he's still our boy. And then when you talk about the Vipers fans, they will always wax lyrical about the man. So this is a player that we think has a key figure, like a face of football currently when you look at the players that we have in the league, because he has scored goals, he has made assists, he has played at the continent. 1 or 2 times he has scored for the Uganda Cranes team. So I do think it comes to that. And I can tell you, Ruben and viewers, that this, when you look at our team, it's not that is stuck with experience.
Yeah.
Because most of these players are playing either they are first game at the tournament as such, playing on the continental stage. So surely when you look at the options, there are not so many that can give you quite headache as a coach. And so I think that's why they went for Alan. Okay.
Wow. Thank you so much, Edwin Kyle for your time this morning. Hope to catch up with you probably in the course of the week. But before you go, anything for Mr. Katramo in Kasese?
I can tell you that the man called me when he saw Yokare's big announced and he's such in full joy. He told me they are now ready for anyone and I can only wait. But I, for one, that is the mood that I always want Arsenal fans to be in when the hopes are high.
Okay.
So that when the disappointments come, then they had a lot.
So Mzee Katramo is actually, his hopes are very high and he thinks they can win the league, right?
He thinks they can win everything.
Anyway, thanks so much, Edwin, for your time. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely day, Sebo.
All right, sir.
Okay, that has been Edwin Kairekule giving us an insight. Actually, we started with the Afro basketball, where our ladies team did qualify for the quarterfinals, and of course the Chan, where he thinks that there are some few casualties who are left out of the squad, who should have made the squad, but of course coaches had different ideas. The team that they came up with, they think can deliver success for Uganda. Anyway, I've got to go. Robert is coming up next to take you through GME Extra. But of course, Julie and Robert will be here tomorrow, 6:30, to take you through Good Morning Uganda. And of course, at UBC, we inspire, we inform, entertain, and educate. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee